Behavioral finance is something which we all hear about, but this is more about interest rate expectation. See what has happened, what I think has happened is in people's head, the inflation numbers are not changing. People still think we are at 8%, 9% kind of inflation, so we should get at least 11% in bond funds and about 18, 20% in equity funds. I have no clue from where we have set these expectations. These expectations are completely wrong. If you think you have to get 18-20% in equity, which is what many people are promising even in mid-cap starting now, I think they're ridiculously wrong. With 7% in PPF and about 5.5 to 6% of inflation, which is the government figure. If you do not know what is the figure applicable to you, do a simple thing, write down your expenses. After 2-3 years, you will know that the inflation applicable to you is 7.9, which means your money in PPF is actually losing money for you because your inflation is 7.9. Be that as it may, one more thing which it has done even among senior citizens is to say, Subra, but the yields in bonds and all are so low that I don't want to put money in bonds, I want to put money in equity. I'm calling it the Tina factor. There is no alternative. People think that they have to put money in equity and that is the only way they will make money because the interest rates are low. There is absolutely no doubt that this is wrong. It is wrong in the US, it is wrong in India. Yes, interest rates are low, but that does not mean you should not be protecting your capital, because capital protection is far more important. Look at the number of demat accounts which have been opened. 1 million accounts. Let me repeat, 1 million accounts. 10 lakh account in the post this lockdown. What is happening? Who are the people who are opening accounts? People who are sitting at home and not much to do, so they are dealing. Are they buying only shit? No, they are buying stuff which are good also, because there is something called BTSG. There are data points available saying, oh, this Coromandel International has gone up 3 days in a row, therefore fourth day it will go on. They are buying good shares also. It's not to say they are buying only good shares. Obviously they are buying good shares, they are buying bad shares. They're filling up their house with equity, people who have no clue as to what to expect from equity. Now in this, if they meet a relationship manager from a bank or from a broking house, he gets them to do F&O. I have met 3-4 people who have lost money. I am not blaming the RM alone. A greedy RM and a stupid client are a terrible combination for losing the house silver. So I've heard of losses of 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs and 82 lakhs. People from decent middle class families with a reasonable amount of money, you cannot get wiped out like this. This is not small losses. The person who has lost 82 lakhs is the person whose children are running very well, so they don't need the money. This man has a pension, a smallish pension, which is a PSU pension. But he had created some wealth and it's been destroyed, right? So that does not, the expectation from equity cannot be high, because one of the very good indicators about equity returns is the starting point from where you are. So just after the market has crashed and the bottom has been wiped out, like for example, suppose the market falls to say 32,000 and remains there for 2-3 months. At that point, it will be easy for you to enter and get a good return in equities. Will we get good return in equities going forward from now? I do not know, and I do not want to be in the prediction business, but the chances are, if you are buying in the market which is already high, the chances are going forward you will not get that good returns. Now just because you think that interest rates are at the bottom and it is going to be terrible and inflation is high, that is your perception problem. It's a behavioral finance thing. You're anchoring around the percentage which you think you should get from debt funds and from equity funds. Look at RBI bonds, it's about 7%, it is floating. But it's not so bad, considering if inflation is 7% or inflation is 6%, this is not bad, and it is an investment, it is a targeted investments. So obviously the government will change the interest rates. If inflation goes up, they will increase interest rates. If inflation comes down, they will decrease interest rates. Welcome to the world of fluctuating interest rates or floating interest rates. Welcome to the world of debt funds, which will start giving negative returns. Your gilt may give negative returns for a quarter, right? Those things will happen. Remember, when interest rates go up, bond prices go down, right? Asset prices go down, but bond prices will go down. So you will get a negative yield for some time, maybe a quarter or two, right? Be ready for those things. Don't assume that because interest rates are low, you should not be putting in debt instruments. Absolutely wrong. There is a very strong case for ultra short bond fund, or in your case, if you're say 35 years of age, even a pension plan, so that you, whenever you book profit somewhere in equity, take those profits and put it into the pension plan. At least you can't touch it till you're 60. Do some of those things. Don't assume that there is no alternative. I have to put all my money in equity because interest rates are low. To me, it does not make sense. Let's go to any of the markets which were booming and for which you didn't have an explanation. Take the Japanese market. Obviously, it was a valuation driven boom. Whereas our current market today is, it's a good thing that the markets are up. What Corona has done is it has hastened the speed at which we take to technology. One big housing finance company which used to say, oh, RBI will not allow us to accept money online, has quietly today accepted money online. It is issuing receipts online. They needed a kick in the backside. That kick is called Corona. So Corona is more about telling people what they can do, what they can't do, what they need not do. So people who were eating out 4 times a week have not eaten out 4 times in the last 6 months. How are they able to live? They have not died, right? You've not heard a news item saying because somebody could not eat out, they committed suicide. I don't think we have reached that stage, right? So, of course, there is no alternative. All that is easy to say, but also see what is happening in the world. Because yes, these few companies, I mean, the Zooms of the world and the Netflix of the world are benefiting. In India, your banks are definitely not doing as badly as some of the others. Your asset management companies are not doing too badly, but if the underlying business, if the underlying economy does badly, it is bound to impact your mutual fund returns also. The amount of money coming into mutual funds, everything will be impacted. I am not saying get worried about valuation. Don't even look at valuation based on 2020 and 21, maybe even part of 22 earnings. Don't worry about those things. But doesn't mean you can go on pumping money and thinking nothing will go wrong. Japanese boom ended in tears. American boom ended in tears. So we will end in tears. The question is when, not the question of whether. Thank you.